Welcome back to the Undo Summer School, the WorkWell series where I take a common workplace struggle and turn it into real-world learning. Think of this as your very own leadership school, but with none of that nonsense jargon and way more truth. So today, I'm going to be talking about self-leadership. And before you think, oh, that's not for me, I'm not a manager, let me just stop you right there. Self-leadership isn't about your job title. It's not about being the loudest or the busiest or the one with the biggest team. It's about how you show up for yourself when no one's watching. This one is personal, so let's get into it. So our heart lesson for today is start with the mirror. So for far too long in my own life, I thought that, leadership was something that you switched on for the people. You put on your face, you run the meeting, you rally the troops, and that's what I was doing. But then I was so exhausted. My calendar was full, but I wasn't doing anything that really mattered to me. I was pretty good at performing leadership, but I wasn't that good at leading myself. And in some ways it showed, not in, obvious overt ways, but in the way that I would second guess my own instincts at times. In the way that I would let my boundaries blur and let my values slip. In the way that I would encourage other people to rest while quietly burning myself out. And so it came to a point when I had to ask myself, if I treated others the way I treated myself, would they feel held or hurried? Self-leadership doesn't mean that you get it right all the time. It just means that you're paying attention and you're acting in alignment with what you value. And that's how you build trust. Trust with yourself first, and then with others. So our head lesson is all about why it matters and what the research says. So let's talk about what self-leadership actually is, right? At its core, it's about having internal clarity and consistency. It's not about perfection, but you do need to be honest with yourself. It's defined by psychologists as the practice of intentionally influencing your thinking, feeling, and actions toward your goals. So it means that you're not just reacting. You're choosing how to show up based on who you are and what matters to you. And the ripple effect of that is real. There was a study published in the Journal of Occupational and Organizational Psychology, which stated that employees with high levels of self-leadership reported better job satisfaction, lower burnout, and stronger performance, even when no one else is managing them. And that's because they trust themselves, so they create internal safety. Let's break this down with a few truths. So the first truth is that emotional states are contagious. If you're spiraling, your team or your peers will feel it. But if you're grounded, others start to steady themselves too. Okay? Truth number 2, leadership isn't a title. I have seen junior team members lead with more grace and impact than vice presidents, simply because they knew who they were and they stayed in alignment with that. And 3, you cannot outsource your well-being. There's no line manager, no wellness app, and no HR policy that can replace your own ability to pause, reflect, and respond with intention. Now, don't misunderstand me. If you are an Undo listener, you know that we advocate for therapy left, right, and center. But that is the heart of it, right? Therapy allows you to do the work. You are doing the work. So you can't outsource your well-being, but you can get support with it. Okay, our hands lesson then, to round this out, here are some tools to practice self-leadership every week, okay? So whether you manage a team, a project, or just yourself, try these out. Tool 1 is the Monday morning check-in, or you could do this on a Sunday night as well. But ask yourself 3 things. What do I need this week? Emotionally, practically, and energetically. Number 2, where am I pushing when I could be pacing myself? Number 3, What's one way I'll have my own back this week? It only takes about 5 minutes, right? But it's building this muscle of self-awareness, and that's where good leadership starts. Okay, the second tool is lead yourself like you'd lead someone else. I said it earlier, this was very much my own experience. We are often kinder and clearer with other people than we are with ourselves. So when you are struggling, try this. If I were my own direct report, what would I need from me right now? Would you give yourself permission to take a break? Clarify your priorities? Would you offer encouragement instead of critique? Try it. You'd be surprised at how much better you treat yourself if you saw your own effort with fresh eyes. The third tool is energy mapping. So self-leadership means working with yourself, not against yourself. So what I want you to do is spend a week noting when your energy peaks and dips. So are you most focused at 10 a.m? Are you most sluggish after lunch? Figure out your natural rhythm and then start aligning your work with that, even if it's just shifting one task to a better time. Designing your week around how you work your best is about how you lead yourself with integrity rather than push through. Now, you might not have the remit to completely design your week around your energy, especially if you're in a team, but just be mindful when you do have the option of timing tasks with your energy. The fourth tool is about boundaries and how those build self-trust. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, even if it's a small thing, you reinforce to yourself that your needs matter. So whether it's ending your day on time, saying no to an extra meeting, or taking 10 minutes to just breathe before jumping into another call, each small act is a vote for the kind of leader you want to be. Now, we've talked about boundaries at length in the Undo podcast, and to borrow a term from there, boundaries aren't barriers. They're more like scaffolding because they help you build something that's sustainable. So before I go, let me remind you, you do not need to be in charge to take charge. Self-leadership isn't loud, it's not showy, and it's not just for people with senior in their title. It's for anyone who wants to lead a life and a career that's rooted in clarity, care, and courage. So, this week, pay attention to how you're leading yourself, because how you lead yourself sets a tone for everything else. Okay, that's it for today's lesson. As always, take what you need, leave what you don't, and know that you're doing better than you think. I will see you next Monday. Until then, lead yourself gently because you deserve it. Bye.